I know you've seen it time and time again. You go on YouTube and you're just like, all right, let me see how I can get a new Warlock build. And you're watching this video and this dude is playing it in like a lost sector and it's not even endgame content. Well, I'm going to give you the best healing solar Warlock build that you'll be able to use going into the Edge of Fate. You'll be able to survive in the endgame. This is all going to be with 0 artifact mods, meaning that this build will be viable when you are going into the Edge of Fate or even future expansions themselves. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm a small creator and that means the world to me. Also, check out my socials, which will be in the description below. All right, let's get into it. We're going to be focusing strictly around solar. While Prismatic has some great options to tweak this build, I will be covering that in another video, so we're just going to be sticking strictly to a solar warlock here today. Starting off, we're going to be centering around this build around one main exotic, the Speaker's Sight. Its exotic perk, the Last Voice, will create a healing turret when you throw your healing grenade and will occasionally create orbs of power. Of course, this means you're going to be rocking healing grenades. For your class ability, you can swap out Phoenix Dive or Healing Rift, whatever really works best for you. Personally, I find that I have more success with Phoenix Dive, but I do switch to Healing Rift every now and then. Before jumping into aspects and fragments, I think it's important to note that the Song of Flame super will be used for everything on this build except for maybe boss fights or DPS encounters where you'll actually want to switch to Well of Radiance. Starting off with our first aspect, we are going to be taking Touch of Flame, which will increase your functionality of the healing grenades, giving you and your allies restoration ×2. The second aspect you will want to take is Hellion, which when you use your class ability, you will summon a Sword or Mordor that will scorch target. Moving right along to our fragments, starting off with Ember of Benevolence. When applying Restoration, Cure, or Radiant to allied, grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration, which is going to be key because you will be needing as many healing grenades or healing turrets as possible. Next, take Ember of Resolve, which will grant increased radiation and restoration times, just allowing you to heal yourself and your allies even longer than you could have. Next up, grab Ember of Torches, which makes your powered melee attacks grant you and nearby allies radiant. For the last one, you can go either way here with Ember of Empyrean, which extends the duration of restoration and radiant when you are getting kills with a solar weapon. So if you're using like a solar SMG or even a solar healing auto, this can come really in handy. You could also take Ember of Singeing, which recharges your class ability faster when you scorch targets. Now you're probably thinking, all right, what weapon should I run to make this build viable? Like I mentioned, a healing auto rifle, something like No Hesitation would be fantastic to run with this, or even the exotic glaive, Edge of Intent, which allows you to put down another healing turret. However, I personally don't really see glaives super viable in endgame content. Sure, some raid encounters or even maybe ad clearing encounters, it would be a fantastic pick on. But if you need to do heavy DPS or anything like that, typically don't recommend a glaive. You could also stack this with Hezen's Vengeance, going back to that Ember of Empyrean fragment when you're doing boss damage or clearing out lots of room, just giving you and your allies more time to be in restoration or in radiant. Well, there you have it. That's one of the best warlock healing builds that you can get out there. I will do another one like I mentioned about Prismatic. You can also throw on some armor mods onto your armor for higher discipline so you can get your grenade back quicker or even into recovery for your Rift or your Phoenix style. However, with the Edge of Fate, we are getting armor 3.0, so there will be a lot of changes coming to that. But this is going to be a super solid build that you can start off and impress your friends in endgame content as one of the best healers that they have on the team.